Well, I tell you, it's another Saturday morning. Welcome to another feature of Saturday Morning Runnings, aired live Saturdays at 10 a.m. I'm your host, Lady D, Denise Gomez, producer of Inside the Zone. Inside the Zone is aired Mondays, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., and Thursdays, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Linkage Radio in Mount Vernon, New York. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to my YouTube channel. This week's topic: did we drop the ball? Caribbean women recall their upbringing with pride. Mothers taught their daughters to be domesticated, respectful, and embrace life with all its challenges. However, over the years, those same life lessons are now considered an old fashioned, and young women and girls are less interested. So let us ask ourselves these questions: did we drop the ball? What message are we sending to our girls? A Saturday morning runnings, come make we talk. The crew on board at the moment are Max, Seeing Lions, Max Poet, and Jackie Brainbox Tyson. Shernette McNutt Brown, and Jennifer Douglas, aka Miss Jen, will be joining us in a few minutes. Welcome to another Saturday morning runnings. Good morning.
Welcome in.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Howdy. How are you
Mama said
doing?
me fi stitch up Uncle Manny pants foot, but me can't even string the needle. Me can't. She teach me to string the needle, but me
The nigger pint fine.
needle pint fine.
Mhm.
The needle pint fine.
Max,
But me
you're
have to
muted.
stitch up.
I guess it's one change. String the needle.
Can't see Jackie, you can't see. It is
If
that
you need a big
season.
needle, a big
Yes,
guy.
you're in the season of your life.
I think
Lordy,
that's one of the
Lordy.
reasons why I'm in a like the book, because
You
the needle
remember them
string
big
is
old
something else.
spool, them big spool of thread here.
Now I tell you.
Yes,
And then
Mhm.
them stick the
I know, I
the
It-
remember.
sheet with the
yes.
sheet of needles. See, and my
Hmm.
mother leave this here, See, it have the needles inside and stick it in there so it can stay in there.
Well,
So you remember that it's in there. And
Okay.
then
as
no,
we
You never
say,
have to look for it.
seat there.
see it there, and
Yeah.
then you have to learn now to stitch up the pants foot.
hmm So you
That
have
Yes.
your tape measure.
my tape measure, yes, me have a tape
Because
measure.
I
And
have
your
my
team
needle.
and your timber.
Eh?
That
You have
did
your
you
timber.
know? I
Oh, me
thank you
have
for
my pin.
mentioning. Did you know I can't do my needlework without my timble?
Oh,
And I can't
My
show with
no,
timber.
my grandmother, mama showed me how to use the timble, and
yes.
Miss Vad, who as again was our seamstress, so I know how to use the timble. And if I'm using the
Well,
needle
I
and it's
don't. If I
sticking,
put it in on this finger, I use the next finger push through the which make it feel like it's something wrong with my finger. So I would put the thing on this finger and still use the next finger to push through the needle. That don't make no sense.
so
Why
we
don't
said,
you?
what is the point?
I mean, what is the point
Exactly.
exactly?
Because for
Point.
some reason the needle felt like it was something up as that in the way. As if something is
Hmm.
wrong with your finger. See, I tend to
Oh
use the
Yes,
Lord.
regular finger, so
and before you know it,
I
it
just
stick
forget about the
you.
timber thing.
Before you know
Yes.
it stick you, and the table is there to help
Yes.
you
Right,
to push the
right.
needle through.
Oh
Exactly my
my
point.
gosh. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
So I never bother with the timber thing.
And that
No
was one of
man.
the first things you have to learn to stitch up the pants need them like when grandpa go grung and them wear the same
Mhm.
pants and the pants they have to put one
Right.
patch underneath it and young
So,
girls nowadays not doing
well, that's
that.
our
No,
point,
them
which is
wear
why
tear up.
we're having this show this morning, because we realized that that is lacking. Because my first
Yes.
lesson was to learn to hem. I
Turn
learned
to
how to
him.
hem,
Okay.
and
Yes.
I knew about the the basing, how you
Basing
would
for the
base, right?
basing
Basing.
first. Yeah.
Right, before you
Yes.
actually do the hemming. Hello.
Yes. To
And
hold it. The basing was to hold it for
yeah,
you.
so when I went to high school
Mhm.
and the girls hem would pull, you hem pull out, thread fall apart, and
Right.
I see them using tape. They would run to um the teacher's lounge and they would give them tape to tape
Tip.
up the hem.
To tape
I
it up.
never saw that growing up. I'm like, what on earth? Because
A
if my hem
stapler.
pull, I am stressed that the whole day I'm
Yes.
walking around the school with my hem hanging and can't wait
Them
to get
use
Right.
home
tape.
to go hem it up
To
with my
sew it.
needle and my thread.
I've seen
I'm
my
Yes.
telling you.
schoolmates use stapler. Them staple up, staple it
Yes.
Yeah.
up.
And
So
pin.
see,
And save it to pin.
and pin.
Yeah.
Pin.
And we used pin, in the basing process and stuff like that, or to secure.
Yes.
Yes.
So we never a pin up we self
A
like
pin up.
no,
Use stapler
Yes.
and tape.
we don't know how that works. So it was
No.
so
No.
strange to see. We'd like to welcome Jen, Mr. Jen. Early these days,
Hey,
we
Jen.
have to big up
She
Jen.
pretty tough.
She
Big
used
up.
to
Look,
come.
so pretty.
I tell you, she
She
used to
very
come in and
pretty
Someday,
this
learn
morning.
from.
We look
someday.
nice.
Good
Mm.
morning. Good morning,
Greetings,
everyone.
Jen.
Someday
Mm.
it won't
Morning,
be like this
Jen.
Morning,
because
darling.
Saturday I do my little gift.
Right, got you. Mhm. So welcome. So
So
as you know,
some morning
Jen,
it
we're
won't be like
talking
that. But
about
good morning.
yes. So as you know, this morning we welcome everybody and we're asking the question this morning, did we drop the ball? What have we not done to ensure that we pass on or our parents passed on as our parents passed on to us, you know, how to be domesticated
Mm-hmm.
and all these good things. Because now we realize, now as we know, it is not for everyone. There are parents who are still teaching their children
Mm-hmm.
as it was
Mm-hmm.
handed down to them, but there are others who have chosen not
Yeah.
to. They perhaps do it for their children, but they don't teach them how to do it. So, as a
Right.
phrase that I know
We
growing
spoil
up,
them.
that you turn up to be buffan, you can't do anything. Jackie, you're muted.
I have not
You
heard
turn
that
up
in a while, Baba.
to be buffan because you
No,
can't
sir.
you can't do a thing.
A week.
Right. So
Yes.
most of us on this platform, we know buffan. We may not have mastered everything,
No.
but certainly we were taught
Yes.
most of these
Yeah.
daily
Yes.
essentials to carry us
Yeah.
through. So
Right.
we would first like to say welcome to our guests. Lord, what would we do without you? While you're on, Inside the Zone is a channel, it's a TV. The link is there. And before that, you see a little thummy like this, look like mine,
Mm-hmm.
or for Jackie, Jen, and Max. Hold up your thumbs there, guys. Hold up the thumbs. So just click on the thumb. That's to like it. And then you can click the word subscribe. When you click subscribe, you'll see a little bell. When you see the bell, you tap on it, you see all, it gives you a drop down, but click on all. And that means each and every time that I go live, you'll be able to just say, oh, Lady D on with whatever it is. So we'd like to welcome you this morning to
Right.
Did We Drop the Ball? Because the ball drop, it roll, to me, the ball roll gone where we can't even find it. We're looking for it. And
God, a bush.
it's either gone under the bed or somewhere in the house. We're running around it down a
I,
bush, dropping a water, it flow gone where
Right.
something happened, but the ball, we can't find the ball. We'd like to welcome everyone to the program. So, Jen, how you do
Yes,
this
good morning.
morning?
Good morning. I am doing well. I'm blessed and highly favored. Um,
Mhm.
I am one of those that usually, some kids are very inquisitive.
Mhm.
They inquisitive. I mean, when my mother used to, she have a machine. when she used to sew, I used to go right, like I used to just watch her thread the needle or do the bobbin in the machine and do
Mm-hmm.
those things. And she never really called us in the kitchen to teach us to cook, but I was always under Mama Fractal because I was the wash belly. So I
Mm-hmm.
was always there. If she roll the dumpling, me want the dumpling
Wash
piece of
belly.
roll too. And then me
Mm-hmm.
put it under the stove and it turned crispy. You know,
Right.
and you know, I'm always in the kitchen and we had our duty to wash dishes. We had our duty to clean house. We had our duty. Everybody, Saturday is a rotation. You clean you clean the floor, make it shine like a dollar piece,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
It shine like dollar
you do
piece. Yes.
and make sure say you do this, and then when mama come from market, yard must sweep, floor must shine, so when she step up on the veranda it shine. But them the floor they don't make you fall down, you know, them that I call it terrazzo tile, them
Terrazzo.
don't make
Mm-hmm.
yeah, them not make you fall down, but it's fine. Cause you have to
Mm-hmm.
go and you go up on your knee and you shine. That time you could use the could go up on my knee. And those things. And then everything must be done. Then she start the breakfast. You
Right.
know, mama
Right.
do the cooking because she
Mm-hmm.
no want daddy run me out of the house because she have to make it good. You understand me? So she do
Yes.
the cooking and thing. But
Mm-hmm.
I watched her as a child, kid growing up. I went to the market. I know how much pound of yam for buy. I know how much pound of this, how much dozen of banana. You know, we learn things because inquisitive. But these
Mm-hmm.
kids are only inquisitive into social media, TikTok, and all those things. While
And
mommy
it's not their
cooking,
fault.
them up in
Mm-hmm.
them room. Mother call them downstairs and let them do something too. So none of them fault still, as you say. But them not they inquisitive. Me never have to wait for mama call me. Me down I learn how to do things.
All
Me
right,
I
ma'am.
learn.
Thank you. So, Jax, your brief intro now, because you know how we
Well,
do. Mm-hmm.
my thread and my needle,
Sometimes it's messed
I had my own because grandma made sure she used to sew. She used to sew for people, and she made sure I had my own. Even though I never learned to cut and so on, cut the fabric and sew, I never learned that. For some reason, I just couldn't grasp that. But
Mm-hmm.
I had to learn to hem, and I had to learn to what you call it, baste. Like we just mentioned, I had to learn to baste and sew my little dolly clothes. She would cut them out, and then I'd use my hand to sew the dolly clothes. And
Mm-hmm.
every move grandma make, I was there. She would call me, Jackie, come do this. And me have to wash out the pudding pan. And then me have to stand up there. And when she peel the yam, she will give me the carrot, like the smaller items, like the carrot. So me have to learn to cut the carrots. And those little things, it manifests into better skills as you grow up. You learn to do other things. It manifests into other things. I mean, just before we started the show, I was downstairs with the girls teaching them how to make pigs in a blanket. Let them roll it out with the rolling pin and let them cut it and roll it and all of that. Those little things will go with them for life, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But I realize that kids nowadays, these little things, they can't even help for just to help themselves, not even for others. Because they see me have one pants here, and I remember I had to help grandma to sew up grandpa's pants, foot, and when he have a hole in the knee of the pants and all that, I had to help her to do stuff like that. But we in this day and age, we have to show the kids, because if they need a pair of pants, a pants have a hole now, what you do? You just throw it out and then
Right.
go up a Marshalls or go up a Burlington and buy a new one.
Absolutely.
You understand?
Yeah.
But just so they can learn the skills. What if you get caught up in a place that you need those skills?
Mm-hmm.
You have no choice, and that's all you have available. Those skills come in handy.
That's right. So, Max,
You
what's
know?
your take? Morning, Max. Max,
morning. You guys can hear me because my internet is acting up.
you yeah,
Are
you
you
froze.
hearing me?
Yeah, we're hearing you. Go ahead.
Yes, a
Yes,
little bit.
yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay, my sorry about that. My computer, my email, my internet is acting up. But you all know that I grew up with my grandmother, and she was one teacher because she was jack of all trade. I mean, you name it, anything. I have a few outstanding moments that I can recall with her. One of the things I can recall with her when I was about 13, 14, she used to iron my uniform. Back then we wore tobacco. Tobacco is a
Oh,
fabric that you
oh
had to
Lord.
starch and press.
Oh,
Hmm.
I
Oh my
never heard
gosh,
of
Uniform.
Matt.
that.
Time I was in secondary school.
You just took us
Yeah,
back.
the sta- yeah, the choice uniform, and I remember, yes, tobacco starch and
This
press.
is
And back
tobacco,
then we
right?
never had fancy iron. We never. Yes, tobacco. It's called tobacco.
Yes.
Back then we never had electricity, so it was we had to make the wood fire outside with a log and light the fire with the coconut skin to eat up the iron. And then she
Mm-hmm.
would clean off the iron and press my uniform. And I remember one day she said, "This is the last time I'm pressing uniform. Come learn how to do it." And I stood over her and
Mm.
watched her fix those pleats and press my uniform. And that was one moment that I never forget. And at the following week, I had to do it myself. And she would watch me do it and make sure I did it correctly,
And
even
do
though
it
I was the
right.
one wearing the
That's
uniform.
right.
How
And
to
you better
press
don't burn
uniform.
it
So she
up.
would show me how to make the starch, make it thin enough, because if the starch was too thick,
Mm-hmm.
yes. And if the starch
Yes.
was too thick to
Mm-hmm.
starch the clothes, she'd have to wash, show me how to water it down, dip it,
Yes.
dry it, then sprinkle the clothes with the water when before you press it. Fold them
Yes.
up in balls and then open them up, put them on the iron board and press the top of the uniform first, then do the
We
finishing
never have
part.
spear start.
Yes, those were details.
Or
Yes.
Yeah,
spray
we never had
bottle.
spray starch, it was starch made from scratch.
Yes.
So I
Absolutely.
have to learn to
Yes.
do all of that. And
Mm-hmm.
then there was the cooking. Yes, I remember one time back then it was a Sunday. She used to make an Indian dish called dal and bhat, where you use the split peas and the red peas to make.
Mm-hmm.
That was the protein to go with the white rice for Sunday dinner back then. I remember that Sunday she had gone to the bush because she went to the field to get stuff to take to Kingston to sell. And she left me to watch the peas cook, and the peas don't cook on the time. She wasn't showing up, so I said, you know what, I have to finish this dinner. But I always watch her how she did stuff, so I knew exactly what to do. Because when you're young, your brain absorbs stuff, so you remember how stuff are done.
Oh,
And I
yes,
made
ma'am.
that dinner to finish the dal and bath and cook the rice. And when she came home, she was so happy and she was surprised too that I had
And
learned how
proud
to do it and dinner was ready. She never came
See?
home.
and proud
Yes,
of
and
you.
proud of me.
So
Yes.
That was the
good
first
man.
time I
Yes.
cooked. The only thing I never liked doing back then was the fire. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. So
because
this
catching on
morning,
the fire
ladies
was
and
kind of
gentlemen.
difficult for me. When you have to blow out the smoke
Okay.
and the ashes and all.
Okay. So
Yes.
this
Yeah,
morning, we'd like to welcome everyone
go
who have
ahead.
joined us. And those of you who have joined us, please share that link that you clicked in to your friends, your family, and say, hey, come on over, man. Remember when mama used to teach us, our papa did do so and so. And
Mm-hmm.
it's not just for girls, but we know that we are raised to be the caterers, right? We are the nurturers.
Yeah.
So we were taught a lot of the domesticated
Mhm.
stuff and to be respectful and to embrace life. So we are, the foundation in our homes where when everything is going awry, we are the fixer upper, we are the repair, everything we do. That's us.
Everything.
And those
Because
skills
I know men,
serve
I
us
know men,
well.
I know
Mhm.
men that can't even they don't know how to sew. If their pants tear, is the woman have to sew the pants. They don't know how to string a needle. They don't know how and it's like it's time for the mothers and the fathers to teach the kids, the boys, not to just go in the yard and but to stay do things in the house too.
Yes,
And a
yes.
lot of boys they can't cook. So when they
Mhm.
meet a woman and the woman can't cook it, they say it's okay. But it's nice to have somebody who can cook your food too, and you can cook your food and know when it tastes good. You understand me?
Mhm.
Because you will eat garbage.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
lot of boys they need to go. They need to start doing some
Yes.
some
Mhm.
learning of the household, things, how to clean the house and all of that. One time it's like daddy gone
Mm-hmm.
about in business, clean, wash, cook, everything.
Mhm.
Yeah, women
Yeah,
over here. That's why I love America, because we don't stand for foolishness. I am doing certain things, you must do certain things too. It's not you sitting down with your newspaper, reading your newspaper while I am doing everything. So they
Yeah, my
need to
stepfather
teach
used to do
also
that.
mm,
the boys need to start learning to cook,
that's
and
right.
because they will get people will give them poison and them eat it.
The men in my family, they cook because
So
they had to. They had no choice. Ooh,
meeting
look who's here.
meeting wrap up early. Oh, mm, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Good morning.
Howdy, dear.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome, welcome.
Howdy do, howdy
Yeah.
do.
How
Uh-huh.
How
did
wanna
you?
do?
We do
How
do.
did
We is doing. May I try
we
string a
doing
needle,
do?
Shernette? Me trying to
Oh
string a
God.
needle.
I just had to do that on Thursday night, and let me tell you, it was a challenge.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yep.
Just the same thing we're talking about. Yeah. So
May
Jackie's
I
challenge
know.
I fi soap grandpa pants foot and I can barely string a needle.
Yeah, they have needles now with bigger eyes and a little
Yes, I
guide
got
thing.
those.
But
yes.
if
I
you
got
have the
those.
old ones,
Yeah,
it's really hard.
hmm
yeah, the
Uh-huh.
older ones.
So
Yeah.
again, welcome everyone. It is now 23 minutes after 10 o'clock. You're tuned into Saturday morning runnings. And here on Saturday mornings, we talk about things that we recall and we weave in the current happenings as well. This morning, did we drop the ball? Hmm. We have already
Hmm.
started our conversation, and is the right thing because I'm sure whether you are watching live or you'll be watching the rerun, then hey, there must be something that you can say, but you know something. Me really now do what me used to when mama did teach me, and may have you know, Adriana not really doing anything. I kind of choose what she should do rather than what she needs to know
True.
how to manage certain things in life. Now, we know that we live in a time where modern amenities is the name of the day. If you live in a very
Mhm.
remote area of your country, wherever you're from, because you and I know that that this kind of tradition is ongoing in some countries. They have no modern amenities. We speak of
Mhm.
Africa, but if we speak of Africa, we're talking about the remote villages of Africa. Africa is a developed continent. So sometimes when we
Mhm.
think of Africa, we think is everybody over there a wash pan, and that's not the case. If we think of Jamaica, there are still some remote communities in parishes, but it's not the whole Jamaica because I
Absolutely.
didn't grow up having to do certain things. I went to river when water gone, or I went to river as a child to frolic and do all kind of stuff. So what we are
Mhm.
really
Even
talking
that
about
was good.
is the skills that we were taught, what my mother was taught, what her mother taught her mother's mother, that generational kind of handing down of how do you manage your home? What do you do when, as we talk about sewing, what are the basic things that we need to teach our boys and girls? We make reference to girls because, again, I said, we are nurturers and we're supposed to take care of house and those things. But have we in today's day realized, but I'm not teaching my girls anything? They don't know anything about these
Mhm.
kinds of skill sets. They
I
don't
give
know. We're
you
not teaching them, and we need to say, I need to take a stock. Is that why my daughter or my granddaughter because we just mentioned a while ago that yes, we have television sets, we have games of every kind. When we are there doing the work, our children are sitting down and playing games. And then when we prepare the breakfast, we call them to the table. Then they get up from the table. They put their dishes and their cups and stuff into the sink, and then they are gone back to their rooms, or they're gone back to whatever they're doing, and then you do all the work and still go back and wash up, and then dinner is expected. All kinds of, there's so many variables in this whole dynamic.
But
We
Lady
have
D, some of the
fallen down.
mothers, are saying, like, they grow up now. Some of them went to college, and then they said they don't want their children to go through what they went through. So some of them, I don't think, appreciated or mom trained them to do things. You understand
Mhm.
me? So they want their kid not to get that. They have choices. If they want to come and learn, then they come, and they want their kids to have choices. But I don't think it's for the betterment of the child, because when they go out on their own, they are not able to do anything. So they
They don't
can't
have the
say,
survival
I don't
skills.
want to teach my child because I had to be taught in a rigid way. And then I don't want my
Mhm.
child, I want my child to make her decision whether she wants to be a homely woman, and that's why most of the kids are going to school, and I really appreciate that. I lift my hat to them. But they have to be, you call it, well rounded, not only to just get your education, you sit home, you're hungry, Uber, DoorDash, all these people, and then the food is
Right.
then go
Mhm.
and buy and cook a meal, serve you for 3 days. That's saving money. That's money
Mhm.
management right there. And that's why enough of them, they have big jobs and they don't have no money. Because they buy every minute they buy. They can't just sit there with tearing in them pants, them go buy another pants. Them don't know them can't sew. I remember sewing up
I
one
tell you, I find
panty. When the panty tear, you have to sweat up sometime.
so.
Every lick.
I tell you, I
So,
tell you of something
yeah.
I encountered recently from a family friend of ours who is a pest control person, a commercial pest control man. He was called into this building and for to an apartment, and the gentleman told us that he has never seen anything like that in his whole life. There were 4 children in the house. The lady had 4 children in the house. And he said there was nowhere left in the house where roaches weren't. They had to do 3 sessions of spraying in that apartment. And when they were done, they had to be out of take the children and the woman is a working woman too. Take
Mhm.
her out of the house so they could fumigate the place. And when they were done, and he showed me a picture of the mountain of roaches that they sprayed up and swept up in a corner. It was piled high like a little mountain in the house.
Mhm.
The man said the first time they went in there, even on the bed with the children, he said he didn't know how the roaches didn't go in the children's ears because it was crawling over them, over their feet, and all of that.
Mm.
So
Nobody
stuff
clean.
like that, exactly. And I think that comes from your upbringing, or
Mhm.
somebody had to have taught you better, because we always use the term cleanliness is next to godliness, or cleanliness is godliness, as we would
Mm.
say back home. But in this case,
Yeah,
somebody really dropped the ball.
it was a
I think
fright.
somebody dropped the ball right there.
So that they don't like to clean.
Absolutely.
That is what happened. If
Yes.
we don't clean our homes, constantly sweeping, wiping, dusting, ensuring
Uh-huh.
that there is nothing
It builds
harboring
up.
out here, as we use that term, then there's going to be a
Yeah.
build up if you keep garbage in your place.
Uh-huh.
Did you know that roach love paper and paper? If you
Yes, to keep them
home
warm.
mails and just have your paper all over the place, mails throw down all kind of stuff, roach will take you.
Mhm.
Oh yes. So
Yes.
sometimes these are the things you eat, you leave the things overnight, they pile up in this kitchen sink, all
Sink,
those things.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
if you are doing that as the main person in the household and you are not teaching your children, they don't see you washing up, they don't see you cleaning your bedrooms,
They
your
don't.
linen.
Or you don't call them and say, come and participate in this. Come and
Yeah.
wash your dishes, or
Yeah.
you're gonna wash. Yeah, we have everybody have dishwasher. We have a dishwasher. But the thing is, there are times we call the kids, you come, you stand by the sink, we put a step stool there, you wash your bowl, wash your cup. They
Mhm.
learn that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these
Those
basic,
little things
and that
will
is
go with them
why,
for life.
and as we are talking about dropping the ball, because as young women, we're all desirous of having a husband down the road. If you're not cleaning your place, because did you know that even though, as
Hmm.
Jen said, men are to be taught the basic skills, and some of them are. So they also know what
Yes.
to look for. If
Uh-huh.
Yes.
you invite them to
Some of
your
them
place and they
nasty,
come
just
and
like the
squat.
some of them nasty, just like the woman.
Yeah, yeah, but
Because
I'm making,
yeah,
hold
some of
on,
them is
Jen, hold
nasty.
on. But I'm just explaining something here that if a man who is well taught about how to take care of a home. He saw his mother. He has done it. Him know to clean him room. Him know now not to wear dirty shoes. Shoes dirty still
Hmm.
until it start crack. Them
Clean it.
kind of stuff. He
Hmm.
knows how to handle himself well. And you
Even
invite
if he
him to
can't do
your
it himself,
place.
he knows what he
He
knows what to
knows
look
what's to
for.
be done. And you invite him to
Yeah.
your place and him come in and him see one dirty plate over there. So it might not full up the sink. But from him look at the plate, him know but that the plate look like it dead for about 5 days now.
Hmm.
You know,
Hey,
certain
I know what.
First thing him gonna
they
say, me not drink water.
think,
That's all.
ah, ah. So you come with drinks to offer drinks. He's not gonna take anything from you. So these are the
Uh-huh.
things we're talking about. Now, if he doesn't know any better,
Yeah.
then I guess you go off into bliss. If he knows no
Mhm.
better.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
So,
Have some women they never cook.
Absolutely.
They don't cook at all. They do not
yeah.
cook. I know this lady. She said, "I will not." She's in her 50s. She said, "I will not cook." She has a husband. I will not cook, and everybody know that I'm not gonna cook. And when she put egg on, it burns. So you know that she is not
I
a
cook. She
person
can't
who
cook on
cook.
a cook. She,
I
you know, cook.
put
She
on
Or
can't
she
cook.
what
can.
women put water on the in the and it burn up because they don't cook. And that's to me, that is not, I wouldn't say that. I would not be proud of myself. You understand me? We're still learning. We're all learning. There are things that even
Yes.
me learning. You understand me? But at least
Mhm.
you can boil an egg or you can fry an egg and eat it. You
Mhm.
understand me? But just say you don't cook. How can you be proud of that? I can't. My mother, oh, we learned to wash. She went after a while. My mother used to wash all of us clothes. And when we reached like about 10, I think like 8 or 10 or a little bit younger, she give us a little basin. You panty them in there. And you have to wash it.
Hmm.
And that is how you learn to wash it.
Yes.
And every time I want to hear my finger go script, 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 script. Yeah, that script,
Yeah.
script make you feel like you're a
Yes,
big
man.
time
You
washer.
accomplished something.
You
Mhm.
understand me? Yes, you accomplished something. And we used to get the
Yes.
socks. We don't wash the socks with the pants with the underwears. So
Mhm.
we wash the socks and then we take the socks. If it's white socks, colored socks, we wash the panties first, then the socks next.
Mhm.
Right? And we hang them on the line and we feel good and we stand up with Kimbo and we look on the line and every minute me I peek
Right?
through the window. I need that. I need
Yeah.
that.
Yes. Yes.
So
You're
when
Yes.
lucky when they have to rub
I am
blue soap and the
baby,
white something them
when I
and put
had
them on the
baby,
zinc so them could have sun.
right? When I
You
had
put them
baby
to
and
burn.
You put them to
then
burn.
You
Yes.
put them to
I used to
burn.
Burn. Yeah.
it.
Yes,
And
yes.
I
So
used to boil it
You
in
know
a
what? With
30 pan and wash them. You boil if I do the nappy, you wash them out and thing, and you have to wash them. I say, no, not no, there. I feel me picnic. Make sure, because the neighbor over there say look on your line. The neighbor
yes.
over there say look on your line. Make sure, say, not a spot in them nappy there, because the neighbor them are got. Yeah. Neighbors
Yes.
was
Whisper.
like your judge. Yeah, they tell you if something like them not tell you about them. You're gonna hear from Miss Birdie say, "Oh, you nappy them. Look this colored. Then look red.
Bad color.
You know
I
what?
said that this
That's a
color.
disgrace."
Bad color. Mhm. Yes. So welcome everyone once again, 10:37. Let's take a pause and hop on over to our audience because we welcome them, but we have not been as engaging. They're listening to us and so on. So I'd like to say, who was early this morning? Gayon. Gayon kicked off with us last week. Morning, Gayon. Morning to you. And Val, you're here. Good morning, beautiful ladies. Morning,
Morning,
Val.
Valerie.
Brenda, as always, early.
Early.
Good morning,
Morning, early bird.
morning, early bird. Vero is here as always. Good morning, Lady D and friends. Have a beautiful day. And Andrea, way out of
Same to you.
Barbados, our friend Andrea says timber comes in
Comes in
handy
handy.
when the material is hard. Well, Andrea, whether it's hard or soft, I'm a
Yeah.
timber lady. Who is this now? Ryan, as always. Hey, 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 what a mix. Yeah, come talk up the things, them.
Yeah.
More good morning. As for them, the queen got top facelift.
Are you lady G? Are you lady G? You get facelift? You get Botox?
I'll get seriously.
You know, it's the glasses, the glasses. All right.
All the
Morning,
glasses.
Norma. Mhm.
Obviously.
oh Norma is
The
my
new
friend.
glasses.
Oh, how nice to
Hey
see you,
Norm.
Norma. So,
Norma is
Norma,
my
Hi,
friend.
Norma.
I hope
Yeah,
Norma
Norma.
participating, as we go along. Let's
We can,
see.
we have to invite Norma on because she's a riot.
So you
We
so
have
you
to
send out
invite
the
Norma on
invite.
1 week.
Yes, ma'am. You
Okay.
send out the
Norma
invite.
is a riot.
Great. Aldith, you're
Yeah.
here. Aldith is our girl, right? What's the word
Yes.
again? Sharon's
Always present.
that Aldith
Bewildered.
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 Aldith, you need
All
to
the,
change your
some of these kids
Bewildered.
are bewildered, yeah, because the parents not teaching them anything.
Lordy
Oh,
have mercy.
You
Lord.
still
Let's
doing? Okay.
Okay, so Princess, morning everyone. Sorry, but the 20 centimeters of snow slow me down. Oh Lord. Hush.
Oh,
We not
Oh,
get
shit.
our
wow.
The
we
girl
not get
there.
our
Where is
blow
that?
yet. She's in Canada. So Gayon says Proverbs
Proverbs
31,
31.
10 to 31. Guided how mothers prepared their girls for their future as wives. Nowadays, we prepare our girls to be professionals. I am right there with you.
True.
Dana,
Mhm.
Dana, morning, Dana. How are you? Dana has a story. I
Good
interviewed her
morning. Good
a few
morning.
times on domestic abuse. I tell you, Gion says we have DoorDash these
Yes, we have
days.
Computer.
DoorDash
Uh-huh.
these days. True.
Of course,
And TV
DoorDash.
And
dinner.
Jackie mother is here,
Mhm.
Josephine.
Yes,
Josephine.
mom's here.
All it says, and remember, not seeing the needle eye goes with age. Jackie,
Yes.
that's all
Jackie,
it.
I get old.
Dana says, I'm with a Jamaican man and he likes to be served. So she's American. I'm with a Jamaican man and he likes to be served. He goes to work and brings home the money. Yes, he's an excellent provider, but I do all the cooking. He knows how to keep a home clean and neat. What? He can make a bed like a motel maid.
Yes, very funny.
Dana, I think he has
My
rubbed
hubby
off
does
on
that
you. You
too. That's
sound
what
like
the
a
comment
Jamaican
shower.
yourself. You sound like a Jamaican right there. Aldit says, I just buy the needle with a
Oh
bigger
my
eye,
goodness.
as Shernet says.
Bigger
Dana
eye.
says, so
Mm-hmm.
Dana, I love how you're participating, girl. His mom came up from Jamaica and showed me how to make
His mom.
porridge, stewed chicken, yam and banana, ackee and saltfish, and breadfruit. She took her time because
Oh
she knows
my.
since I am American, I would need to know to make good food for him. Thank God for her teaching. There you have it.
Very good.
Very
Awesome.
good.
That's a
That's
Congrats
a
to
wonderful
your
mother-in-law.
mother-in-law. Yes.
Mother-in-law
So
took up her
Gayon
position.
says, back in those days, the mothers were homemakers only. These days, we're doing it all. That is
True.
why we have having shorter lifespan. Oh dear,
Lord have
oh
mercy.
dear, dear,
Yes,
dear.
stress, a lot of stress.
But
Mhm.
yes, you hit
Stress.
a point there, Gayon. Yep.
Yes.
hmm We
A
were
lady
talking about
just jumped over
children.
about a month ago. A lady just jumped over the river in where I used to live in Sanford. The
hmm
lady just go on the river and just jump over. She's stressed. And I
hmm
know that, and that is like an alligator water. So the alligator just fire down
Lord
Yes.
have
and
mercy.
Mm-mm.
Mhm.
Dana
That's
says,
love.
Amen. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Norma now chips in and says, and they love water too. That's why they love the sink.
All
Okay.
right. They
children.
love work and the kids.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
So
you
And
know,
that
we
is
I
why
will.
they
think
have the toy broom. Toy broom.
what's
Go
that?
ahead. They have the
Okay.
toy
So
broom
I'll be saying
and the
something.
toy things.
yes, hold on a moment. All it says Roach and Rat love paper and leftover food. I know that's right there with you.
Yes.
And
Gail
crumbs.
says many women are stressed and depressed and can't
Mm-hmm.
do it all. And that is so true.
Mhm.
Um,
I can't do it all either. I take my time. I take my time.
mhm.
I'm in no rush to see. You have some people them a clean, them a wash, them a this. No, every day is a new day for me. If I feel to wash
Which is
today, I wash today.
yeah, which
You're
is
not
what we saw
multitasking.
at
I
home in
multitask a
Coton.
lot.
Mhm.
What's that, Matt?
I said I multitask a lot. I'll be doing laundry and cooking and folding
That's how
Oh
laundry
we
at
yeah,
the
work.
same
I
time.
multitask all the time. But
Yes.
you know
When I
what,
reach
to
a
bring
certain
everything back
age,
to
I
perspective,
don't
I
need to
think
do that.
Hold
hold
on,
on
hold
there,
on, hold on.
Jennifer.
hmm
I think that it's like doing it all is like eating. You can't just take big bites. You have to nibble around the edges.
hmm
So sometimes if women sit down, like somebody said, they're not machines. We are not machines, like Dayan said.
Mm-hmm.
So so don't take it on like you're a superwoman. Nobody
Uh-uh.
boots you up and say you're a superwoman, you can do it all. Not no go so.
hmm
But
Not
what
not
it
also.
is in
Thank
everything we have milestones. In a journey, you have milestones. When you have children, you are supposed to raise the children the right way. They represent you later in life. So if them come up and them not go on good, particularly with hygiene and house clean and things of that nature, it is your fault or it's our fault.
Yes.
I think that we should set specific tasks for children based on their ages.
hmm
You don't
Yes.
just wait till they reach a certain age,
yes.
then you decide to throw stuff at them. You do just like they're curious,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to give them the relevant toys to facilitate hand and eye coordination and so on. When a child reaches a certain age, but if you see that they like food or they like to do things with their hands, you start teaching them how to do these things. So at every age, there should be something you can measure to say, Johnny is 3 and he can do so and so. Susie is now 5 and I'm going to move her up, like Jennifer was saying, with regards to a little hand washing. So there are things, clothes washing, or a little, washing of a garment, a small garment or so. So sometimes, us as mothers and fathers too, we have to teach these children as they grow and they reach milestones. So by the time a kid leaves for college, their basic things that they need to know. You know what I mean? They need to know to set a table, how to
hmm
use table settings. You teach nowadays, girls
Yes,
and
we
boys
had to
are
do
jumbled.
that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, girls and boys are jumbled up in what they can do or what they learn. Back in the day, the girls would be more, you'd be more prone to teaching girls to do needlepoint and cooking and baking. And you have some boys who gravitate towards these things very easily. God give them that gift and they gravitate towards it very easily. So which
Yes.
one will differentiate from who gets taught what? But we want them to be very well rounded. We want to, while we are preparing them for academics, and we are preparing them to be a good helpmeet to whomever they marry, if they marry later on, we also have to get them well rounded in how they take care of themselves. Good hygiene, how
Yes,
to cook a simple
absolutely.
meal. Yeah, they don't have to be a gourmet chef, but let a girl man know how to be able to make a simple breakfast. Start them on a simple breakfast because
Mm-hmm.
nowadays I know they don't. Back in our day, they used to teach us cookery in school. The
Yes.
first thing I ever learned
Yes.
was how to
Home ec.
do, yeah, home ec. We
Mm-hmm.
would learn to do a simple breakfast, maybe do an omelette, maybe do scrambled eggs and toast,
Mm-hmm.
something simple, but according, what I'm saying is according to their ages, teach them as they develop. Don't let them sit down on tablet and watching all these things while you're lifting and you go shopping. Teach them the value of money. Let them know how to pick things off the shelves. It's a lot of stuff, but let them do it in a timely fashion based on their age and how much they can take it. Because once they acquire a certain skill set from you, then you can move on to the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So when they
One
leave you home,
challenge.
back in the day, man would have bring a woman come back to her mother and say she can't do nothing, she a bath and take her back.
I use the
Back
very
Very
in the
true.
term
day.
earlier.
Now
Yes.
we have evolved and past that. But
Yeah.
at the same token, we have to teach these children based on their ages. You can't have them sit down there and because them cute and them pretty and them sweet, them don't even know to pick up after
Mm-hmm.
themselves. That is
Are they
absolutely
smart? Yes.
ridiculous.
And that's why
So
you
That's
I
have
what we're
think,
talking about. Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah,
One
Some
of the
parents.
challenges I had, one of the challenges I had having my son here, remember when we're back home, we're able to go outside, or the boys are outside when we are inside, cleaning the house, cleaning the bathroom, preparing breakfast or so on. The boys are outside sweeping the yard, them trim the trees and so on, moving the goats and so on. And sometimes we had to go move the goats and feed the chicken and all of that. I didn't have that for my son living in an apartment building in New York City. You know how New York is set up, have no backyard for go down, go cut two broom weed and sweep. So I found Boy Scout. Boy
Right.
Scout was very helpful for me, and as soon as he was able to meet the age requirement and the height requirement, I think they had that. I put him in Boy Scout, and
Mm-hmm.
they took him to different places. He had to prove that he could make. One of the times I had a table at home, and he fit up the table. He read the instructions and tactile. It wasn't even that strong. I was able to tighten up the table afterwards, but he was able to put it together. And I took the picture and I took it to his Boy Scout leader, and he got his points for doing something like that. But those are the things. He
Yeah.
went to Boy Scout camp, and they taught them to make a fire in the woods, out of the wood, just rubbing the wood together.
Mm-hmm.
And they had to sleep out in the woods overnight, and what they had to do to stay warm and stuff, like learn to swim. Those little things.
Right. So,
Those things I thought was very helpful
Awesome.
for me.
which was very insightful of you because
One thing.
hold on, Jen, which was very insightful of you, Jackie, to do because that also taught him about his masculinity,
Yeah,
as a
Yes.
male
absolutely.
child,
Yeah,
what he needed to learn
yes.
because granted he didn't have his father, present
Exactly. It was
and
just
so
me, and I
on.
was busy working two jobs.
There you
But
go.
whatever, I was involved no matter what. I was involved in every aspect of his life. But that part I could not provide him, and I found that outlet and I put him
Yes.
in it. Apart
And
from church
One,
and
one,
and
one
and
area
put him
we
in.
like to touch on is not only the housework and everything, and I think somebody mentioned it is about money management. I remember back in the school days, we used to have a little savings account. We were in the schools. I know some of you remember that. It's a little
yeah.
bank
Yes.
book, and you used to put the little
Mhm.
quarters and stuff in it. And a lot of parents just left it out in the cold and never. I know people who still have it today, who still save from that, you know,
I
and
still
we
have
need to
that
teach our
account. I still
children.
have that Jamaica National account from I was in grade 2.
Right, but I never had that. My mother never kept up on it, and you know, I realized that one of the major thing with our children, even in America, the kids don't know money. If they get a little job, they spend it on a pair of shoes for $500. They don't know that, you know, they're gonna need money later on. Give them that responsibility sometimes
Absolutely
to
right.
start saving $1, $2, $3. So in teaching, it's not about the housework, it's about money management too. Because later on, some of them end up without any money at all. You know, like suppose anything, God forbid, something happened to you, and that's it. And they work so much. Some of these teenagers, they work more money, you know. Them work because them a
Yeah.
pay rent, them a pay light bill, then a pay, and then money done. When they ask them, Mom, can I get money for
Yes.
lunch? You work. So with the lunch money there, you understand me? So they don't do money management. So that is one area parents need to instill how to manage the money.
Absolutely. I agree. I agree.
Yes, great perspective. Let's hop
Absolutely.
on over quickly so we can just run through our comments as they come in and we continue our discussion. 10:53. Wow. And I think the conversation is going so well. Welcome, everyone. It is Saturday morning runnings. The topic this morning, did we drop the DI
The,
ball?
the
We
ball.
didn't
Yes.
say the. We said the ball. And I'm sure in a lot of respects we have. And this is something we have to acknowledge and say, yes, I dropped the ball in a particular
Mhm.
area and face up to it and see how we can. Because Sharon's raised some good pointers a while ago as well. And so did Jen and Jackie and Max. We really are concerned because we see I
Yeah.
you know, we are concerned. We see people and their children. Some of you have grandchildren and children,
Mhm.
and it's just staring us in the face. Now,
And
David
are
says,
we?
one
You
second,
know
Jackie.
what?
David says, I work, run a business, attend church, run to child activities on the weekend. Sheesh. I try my best to keep my place clean all the time, but I have 4 men in the house. I'm the only woman. I get tired of cleaning behind them. It takes a whole household to keep the place clean. Everybody has to do their
Do
part.
their
Everybody,
part. Yeah.
Everybody, if
that's it.
not, you will find yourself broken. And
You will burn
now
yourself out. She will
Burn
run
burn
yourself
herself
out.
out.
Yeah.
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 So all it says, them need to know at least the basic homemaking stuff, boys and girls. It
Yes.
says,
That's a
first of all,
definite.
we know a Jamaican. If the panty wash when you bathe and hand it out
In
the
the
bath.
bathroom.
Yes,
I
because I can
cannot do
tell
that
you,
because there's so
living
much
in
of
this
us in
country,
the house.
living in this country, ever since I was growing up, you nicely wash them, hang them out on the line in your backyard. Sun would take them,
Lord.
dry them,
Yes.
right? Now we live here. I go to laundromat, which I don't do. So that is one part of the thing. I can't stand laundromat, but I'll drop off the clothes. And if I have to go, it's because I said let me go. But I'm not a laundromat fan. But what I'm not doing, whether I take my own laundry or I drop it off, is to send my underwear or take my underwear
To the
to wash in
laundromat.
a washing machine. That
Yes.
part not
Okay,
on
I got
my
it.
agenda at all.
No,
I have
no.
my
Mm.
fabric softener. Auntie Paula and I we share house. Have with fabric softener in the
That's
bathroom
why that's why
and
me live
stop.
in up Florida. Me have my own machine.
That's
So
fine.
the people of Florida can't have machine. Listen here.
I have my own
We
machine
know
too. And I live in Florida.
certain things are taboo.
Me I tell you
Certain things are taboo, and we need to. Norma was saying the mother would examine when you wash. If it's not washed properly, she put it back out,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to do it all, which is true. Certain things are taboo,
Mhm.
and I find that I was appalled one time. Appalled. We're going to add that word to our roster. I
I
was
was prepared.
appalled when a lady said one time, Lord, I don't know how our friend realized she ain't had no undies on. And she
Mm.
said, Lord, I have to do laundry. I have no clean clothes.
Oh.
I
What?
have no clean clothes. Yeah, I have no clean clothes. And I mean, when I go to the laundry downstairs, I just go to the laundry in the basement. And there is a gentleman there, there's an old couple. And every time this man, he's the only one who washes. The wife never goes. And the amount of underwear the poor man wash. And him
Oh
just hang, him
God.
just put them out, fold them. I mean, we don't take underwear to the laundry.
Mm-mm.
You take care of that when you're bathing, you take care of that.
Course.
One, two, you don't take that much time. And we
No.
have to teach our young ladies to do the same. I don't care about how modern or how small they are and how invisible they are. Teach them to do it from in the house. Because when you have a husband, depending on his background, because you have some people where their background is such that they don't really care because that's the same thing their mother did. But
Mm.
I think it's really bad when a woman turn around and say, I don't have any underwear to wear. That is
Yes,
absolutely ridiculous.
That's
Mhm.
very
unheard
It's
of.
bad.
ridiculous. And then let us leave the underwear business for a minute. I was out at a formal event and there were some beautiful young ladies. It was an event that called to be very formal, very dressed up. And there were some beautiful young ladies sitting at the table. And when time came for dinner, and we were served, I've noticed that none of them, first to begin with, their table manners was not good. Their
Mhm.
table manners was less than desirable. That was one. And the other thing is that I realized that nobody was using the silverware. And and I'm like, I whispered to one on my left and I said, why aren't you using the silverware? They had no idea. They were literally playing with the silverware.
Oh dear.
They had no idea what to do with the knife and fork and spoon. All they
Mhm.
did was all they did was put them to the side. They put them to the side and they just picked up a fork and they were eating everything with the fork. The
Oh.
With the
knife
one
was
part.
forgotten. That somebody had some kind of ribeye steak. The steak knife was not used. And I'm looking around and I said to the young lady next to me, you don't know how to use the place setting. And she said, no.
Mhm.
And then our friends were chiming in after a while, and I literally had to. Luckily, we were sitting in an area that was kind of, near a wall. I literally had to do a quick little lesson on etiquette at the
Mhm.
table and how to use a place setting. And these were beautiful young ladies. You're talking about 16-year-olds, that very impressionable young ladies that should have been taught this stuff and they had no idea.
Mhm.
So them kind of things they
Wow.
fall right back on the parents.
There you go.
Not
Yeah.
just the mother, but on the
Sometimes
parents.
the parents don't know what to do. It's not gonna happen either. That sometimes the parents
Yeah.
themselves don't learn. You know
Don't
what?
know.
Somebody
Mhm.
came to my house once and saw me because I never I don't have dinner I eat without my knife and fork. When I set up my table for dinner for Norman and I, there's a knife and there's a fork always. And somebody came to my house once. I don't remember who it was, and the person saw me do that. And the person said, "You eat with knife?" And the person was like, think the person acted as if I was showing off because I'm
Mhm.
eating with a knife, but that's just how I eat. I cannot
Yeah.
even eat with the food in my hand. I don't know people hold food in there and then eat with just a fork. If I'm eating in a car or somewhere where I don't have a table, I cannot enjoy that meal. I find it very
But me can do
uncomfortable
that.
and
But me know
unenjoyable
Well,
because
I hardly
I
go to
practice.
restaurant. I hardly
I
go to
practice
restaurant.
myself
Hold on,
to eat
hold
with a
on,
knife and
hold on,
fork.
hold on.
So
Mhm.
therefore, I find it very difficult and very uncomfortable to eat with just a fork. I cannot just sit and eat with just a fork. I have to have the
Yeah.
knife there, and it's just something that I've practiced over the years.
And that's a
So
discipline of
I,
yours.
yes,
Yeah.
So then,
I
as we are
don't go to
talking here,
restaurant.
as we are talking here, these are some of the tips that we need to pass on as people are watching the show,
yes,
because your young people and even grown people too. There are some grown people who were never taught
Lord,
certain things.
Lady D, please put a comma right there. Put a comma for a second. We actually went to a very posh affair. Very, very posh affair. And there was this couple sitting at our table. And you would go, it was during the cocktail hour. So you would go to the relevant area and you would pick up whatever you wanted. And then you would go occupy your seat. So it wasn't the dinner part, it was the cocktail. And this couple that was sitting next to us, they went and got their stuff. You have wait staff. You have wait staff right around. And when they finish eating and they put their plates, we put our plates down, push them back because now we're gonna sample something else.
Mm-hmm.
And the husband said to the wife, pack up the plate them now.
Oh,
And she started packing up the plate. I said, no, don't pack up. He said, no, man, you have to pack up the plate. I said, you are in an establishment where you have wait staff. I said, if you pack up those plates, number one, where are you going to put them?
yes.
You have bones, you have different little things left over. Where you going to scrape them out? Where you going to put the plates? That's number one. I said, number two, the wait staff is here to handle that. You are in essence doing their job if you clean up after yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And the husband still a nudge the wife. Well, make them leave for them one. You pick up our own.
Oh,
And
God.
this poor woman was actually standing up with like 4 plates,
What?
knife and fork in her hand, looking for somewhere to put it down.
Mm-mm.
I just walked past her and left her looking bewildered. She was looking bewildered. Because she had nowhere to put it because the husband was insisting that
No.
he was insisting that she take it and put it somewhere. So look, man, like I
Yes.
said, these things are
Overtraining that.
yeah, man. These
I
things are
don't use
These are, but
I
then that tells you,
I don't
right?
use knife to eat. I don't use knife.
It's
I can't bother with knife. I if you
Jennifer,
use
that's
it,
not good.
so
That's
Jack.
not
I know
good.
how it is to be used. I know
That's
how
not
it is
good.
to be used. Why? No,
No,
that is
nobody.
my thing.
No, if you
If you
go
don't
to,
want to
they
use
said
knife,
when
you
you're
don't
in
use knife.
Rome, when you are in Rome, do as the Romans do. If you go to a formal event and dinner is served and you ignore your knife to the side because yes, me can use it, but me not gonna use it. The average onlooker, not that we should judge each other, but the average onlooker will say she don't know if you use knife, you know. She don't know if you use knife because you are
And
ignoring the
so
knife, and it is
I'm
in
not
very
so,
poor
but
taste. It's in very
I
poor taste. You take
don't
your
use. I've
time.
never. That's why I hardly go to restaurant. I don't really go to restaurant. I'm not a restaurant person. And I just
That's
see.
not.
I'm always like that. I always push away
At
my
some
knife. I
point, Jennifer,
always do.
you're gonna have
And
to.
I don't.
You're gonna have to.
Only if the meat is a little bit hard, I will cut it. I
No,
will cut
ma'am.
it, cut
No,
my
ma'am.
meat,
No,
and
ma'am.
then
No,
No.
use the
ma'am.
fork and eat.
So
I
as I had shared,
cannot use.
all right. So as
I
I
guess
had
that's just
right.
you.
So
But
as I had shared in a previous program, that in my earlier years as a child, at one point I was at a home for children before I went to Clarendon. And so in that home, I remember I would have been about maybe 4. We started learning. Miss Denny and her staff ensure that each child sat at the table. It was set, and they taught us how to use our table settings.
Mm-hmm.
I could master a knife and fork from mere 4
Mm-hmm.
if I choose not to
me
use
that.
it on me, but they taught us
Lady,
how to use. Now, no, hold on,
Me
Jen.
that. Hold on,
I
Jen.
am not beating you about not using a knife. What I am saying, and in agreement with Sherns, there are certain places when you go there, even if you do not like it, to maintain your status, because
And the aura of
no
the.
matter what we say, no matter what we say, hear my take. when you advance to certain levels of your life, there are just certain things that comes with it.
Yep.
Thank you.
If you
Yep.
if you choose not to do it, then it's on you. I'm not gonna batter you about not using a knife, but there are certain settings that require you to operate in a certain way.
Yeah.
Believe you me. And
Mm-hmm.
it pays you to do so. So the
You
example
wouldn't
now
want you
that
wouldn't go to the prime minister's residence and go sit on his center table, you know?
And the
It's
White
that.
House.
It's
What
like
are you
that.
gonna do when you have to go to the White
Most of
House
the
dinner?
restaurant take wait, not most of the restaurant them take half an hour for your food ready. By the time me for learn all them utensils there, me die for hunger. Let me tell you
No,
something. When you eat
no.
with it, I understand what you're saying, and it's nice to use, and I now I know all the different utensils, but I just cannot stand a knife there. I never use. I always push it away and just eat with my fork. And when I went to Africa and I see them eating very palatable dinner, and they're eating with their hands, what the hand that they usually
You
eat
said
with, it
you
makes
felt
me
right at
even
home,
say,
huh?
uh, it makes
You
me
felt
say,
right at
okay,
home.
this
that's a
is your
part
You
of their
said,
lifestyle.
Lord,
culture.
I have arrived.
Everybody has a different lifestyle. Some people like using knife, fork. Some people like speaking very polished and etiquette and all of that. The polish. Some people like speaking patois. Some people like. I know there's a time and place for everything, but I just cannot stand unless the meat is hard
Okay,
and I have to cut it. I will
okay.
cut it up, but
I
I'm
get
putting
it.
it
I
down
get
to
it.
the
I get
side.
it. Jennifer, we get it. Let me also say one thing, which is this is kind of funny. Well, kind of funny. You know, when you're eating at these places, and if you're not finished, you have to leave your knife and fork open
Mm-hmm.
or you close
Or
it,
your clothes
and that indicates to the server or
that
to
you're
the
done.
person clearing the table whether or not you're finished. Have you ever seen somebody who wasn't finished but they didn't close, they didn't
Yeah.
close, when they said the food going away, they said, wait, wait, I'm still eating. But when
Mm-hmm.
the
I
server
do that
look,
all the time. I said, I'm not finished. And
of
he left
course,
it
because
That's
you're
there.
not using
because
your knife. We
there
know
you
that
go.
because you're not
Because you
using
have to,
your knife.
you have
But
to
I'm not done.
indicate
I
it
can
with
tell
the
if I see
utensil.
them taking it away. I'm not finished. They have to
Yeah, I
listen to
went to look.
me.
I was in a wedding in June last year, and that happened at the establishment because somebody had not they had not left their knife and fork open. They just stepped away to greet somebody at the next table or whatever they went to do. And the server thought that they were done because the knife and fork was closed, but they just happened to leave it in that position. And they took
Mm-hmm.
the plate away, and the person came back and was highly upset. But I said, you close your knife and fork when you
Yes.
stepped away. We are sitting there were of the opinion, regardless of the amount of food on your plate, we were of the opinion that you were
That you're
finished. And so was the server. So when the person
Mm-hmm.
come and pick up the plate and walk off with it, you can't blame them because they have been trained in these things.
That's
So
right.
it's good when you have a clue what's going on to
When you
go
at
to
least
these
know.
places.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because it
And
has come up.
Yeah.
It has
what's that,
come up.
Jackie?
It has come up in my church that these are some of the things we need to teach
Yes.
our young people
Yes,
because we realize that they are
absolutely.
lacking in these basic etiquette
Right.
stuff.
And
I
we don't know
mean,
where
it
life
is
Hmm.
gonna take them. Life
it
life
is
will take them
just
to places that
Yes.
you have never been. And you want when
yeah.
they go, they don't look the worst. They can
Mm-hmm.
blend right in with
Represent.
I
Do
know
you
you
how to
can
know?
behave
blend
Do
with
you
your
myself.
well.
know?
I know how to behave myself at the dinner table. I tell you, I know what to do. You understand me? But it's just that one. I can't take the knife business. I cut because I see my father do it
Okay.
even in the house. He has to eat with
Jennifer,
his knife and
sweetheart,
fork.
like Lady Lisa, we're
We're
not
not
giving
beating
them
you.
about
We're
your
not beating you
preferences.
down.
We are bringing the conversation back to raising children and
Mm-hmm.
making
Yes.
sure they are well rounded. Raising a
Yes.
human being is not easy, because they come and they're an open book and we are writing on the pages. And
Right.
we are human beings who are prone to mistakes and missteps ourselves. That is why I'm saying we
Yeah.
cannot try to do it all in one day, but These things we have to do by age, age specific. We'll say, okay, at this age, you should be able to do so and so. My grandchildren are 10, 8, and one is going to be 6 in March. And there are simple things that they have to do. They have to master it from this age. And you can even set up these things online to see what's the next milestone. Some things
Yes.
come to some people very naturally. And one thing too that I mean, look here, we can benefit from doing a lot. Max was talking about multitasking earlier. We you see on Sundays back in the day used to be formal dinner day at home.
Mm-hmm.
That is when you help to set the
Mm-hmm.
table. That's when you
Yes.
it's
Yep.
still there to be used. And then
Yeah.
you have to know, say, please, can you please pass that? You pass on the right, move on the left, you put this. So that is something that you can bring your children into. People tend to think, I don't have family time, we don't have time, we're running. You have to carve. God not won't make no more time for us,
That's
24
right.
hours in a day,
In
7 days in a week.
etiquette
Everybody
class,
has 24
in
hours.
etiquette
Yeah.
class in my school, we used to even learn how to answer the phone. And most young people, when they're answering the phone, hello, hello, like there's a way in answering phone. So there is a lot of things to teach them, a lot and lot. And the basic stuff is home. You understand me? Because they're going to have their
What?
own
We have
home.
to
So
admit that
clean their
sometimes the
house,
home,
take care of your home first. Tell them to take care of the home, and they will go out and know how to take care of everything else. So
okay, we also have
everything
to,
starts from the home. So parents, you
yes,
need to start working on your youth to take care of their home, clean their room, make their beds. Let the kids make their bed. They can learn to make
yes,
bed as 5 years old. Make their bed. Try, and
yes. There,
clean their shoes. I used to clean my shoes. I used to clean, and then ironing will come after and everything else. But cleaning. They give them chores. Give them chores. Let them know they have to wash the dishes at a certain time. Wash this at a certain time. Everybody, if it's 5 kids in the house, 5 of them have chores. That will help them to be good homemakers.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Jack.
Yeah.
but we
So
also
that
have to
okay.
admit that there are some things that the home cannot provide, and we have to be open to give somebody who has the capability to help. Like the church is a big help. I see that happen. Even if you're not a churchgoer, send the kids there. There's so much that they can learn there. A community center, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts. Find those outlets,
Right.
or some community services and events. They provide these things, and sometimes they want your ideas, like things that you cannot provide for them, because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the parents themselves, they're working hard, and they're so tired when they get home. Those finer things, they cannot sit down and
But them spend
really,
time on Facebook and
I
TikTok
do
and all
understand
those
that,
things.
but
Please
I
Jennifer,
do
make that
understand
time
that.
for 5 minutes.
and just a minute.
5 minutes.
Allow her to finish her
And
thought.
sometimes sometimes, yes, I understand that, Jennifer, but sometimes there are things that someone else can teach your child that you can't.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you might have a little time to spend on Facebook or whatever. I thank God for my mother. My mother had 7 boys in the house and 4 girls. And even though she worked to drive a bus and she came back home, she was able to teach us these things. When Shernette mentioned the Sunday evening formal dinner, we were able to do that. We had a very long table, and we all had to learn to set that table. You put all the plate settings on the table, and we learned not to put our elbows on the table, and you should ask for the item to be passed to you, stuff like that. So, I thank God for my mother. She was very good at stuff like that, and my grandmother.
Right.
So if and they in turn teach the children in the community to do the same. My mother does that to this day. So sometimes we just give other people a chance to teach the kids. If we believe in the community will raise a child, or the child, what is the saying? It takes
It takes
a
a
village to
village.
raise
It
a
takes a
child.
village.
Yes, the village is
It takes a
there. The
village.
village is there. Seek
Mm-hmm.
them out and give them the opportunity to help you to raise that child.
Right. Andrea says, my
And
sister
I'm
said
from
her
polite
younger
Jamaica
son,
too.
hold on, Jen. Andrea says, my sister said her younger son is like the girl she never had. When she's at work, he put clothes in machine to wash. There you go.
Nice. Well, one of the
And
things, one of,
Yeah, I was saying that um, you know, when we were growing up, the village was good. The village raising the kid. I'm living in America now, so I'm talking about America as well as Jamaica too. Jamaican people kind of keep the culture, some of them, but things is getting very serious now. We can't let our kids run around the street anymore because they're selling body parts and all of them something there. Yes, they look at picnic kidnap and all rape and all these things. So we kind of different now. So parents, not only women, but men need to step up and and spend 10 minutes with the kids, 5 minutes with the kids. You understand? We're all about money too much while our kids are going to waste. We need to spend some time with our children and the village is okay when it is safe, but right now, no, we're not safe. No, we're not safe. The man shoot him son right in at him own house. No, we're not safe. So can you imagine out there, you put them out there for village, raise them are teach them about drugs, them are teach. So you must, as a parent, need to spend 5-10 minutes with your kids and teach them little things and stop letting other people raise your own kids. The church is good. That is one place that I learned to do things to. But everywhere is getting dangerous. So we have to now try to think different. Just like how we get computerized, we need to start think different now. We need to start raising our own children.
so, and I embrace that. And we have to admit that there are parents who are now parenting who were not handed down these kinds of principles. You
Yeah.
can't teach what you don't know, which is why I endorse what Jackie says. If you realize that you're lacking in certain things, then reach out for help. It's like we are so modern now. We never had our heads down constantly because we never had a cell phone. So if we are walking, we are constantly walking, we're crossing the street, we are holding the phone to our ears, we are talking, and so on. That is also a skill that need to be taught. That if you are in the public space and you're crossing the street, don't use your phone. I am driving right around here, so on Boston Road, but I'm a lady, I pay attention. And I am going along fine. I'm approaching a red light. I see a child who started to cross over into the pedestrian crossing, a young schoolboy. He's about maybe 12, 13. Crossing. So all him know is that, oh, him see the car, them slow down. The light no say red yet. And he is busy walking and he's staring into the phone. So
Mm-hmm.
I see him. I quickly press my hazard light so that whoever behind me, I may have to go break up. Me not just slam brake because this picnic is walking right by me.
Yeah.
No fear. And he just goes across the street. I'm looking in my side mirror to see if the next motorist is going to stop. So these are the things we have to teach them to say, hey, yes, you don't want the world to pass you by. And adults do it as well. The next breaking news, we want to see it, but to our own
Yes.
detriment.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're going to see a news headline and then we will instantly become one.
Yeah.
So, all these
Mm-hmm.
basic things that we need to just say, listen, I want you to be able to learn to set a table. I need you to be able to know how to change a tire on a car. And when we hear of changing tires, we think of a man, a boy. But
Mm-mm.
yes, they need to be taught, but we can be taught as well.
Yeah.
There are
Mhm.
certain skill sets that,
Yeah, and then
when you
Lady
hear
D, I
it,
know.
you say that, oh, that enough a girl, that a fi boy, or that enough a boy, that a fi
Mm-mm.
girl.
Nah.
We
That
have
don't
to
work.
Yeah,
That
learn
don't
the
work
dual
anymore.
roles of
lady,
life.
Yeah, Lady D, I'm saying that yes, I agree with everybody with Jackie saying that we should go to have classes at the church and get involved. It's fine to do that. But I'm saying a lot of people, I'm just suggesting this because it's not that they know, but this is another way you can get information. Go on YouTube. If you say YouTube or Siri, show me how to set the table. 'Cause everybody attack to Siri and all them something you know. Siri, show me how to set the table. Or which fork is which fork and which knife is which knife. Or Siri, show me how to tie my shoes. Siri show you every single thing. You understand me? So the time them I use, I go on YouTube for watch gossip. Them can use that little time and watch something to help raise their kids.
But they
So
have to
I'm
be
telling you,
taught that.
that's what I'm teaching them now. I said you can do that. I am teaching you on the public thing now. Go on YouTube, parents. If you don't know certain things, how to wash your clothes, how to clean your house, YouTube will teach you every single thing. Okay? So if you don't have time to go to certain events to teach you, you can go on the computer. Instead of watching gossip, you watch things that educate you.
Okay, thank you. So here, Dana says, yes, I agree to a certain extent because I'm raising my grandson and I show my grandson how to clean, how to keep his hygiene up, how to keep his room clean, hang up his coat, wash his dishes, clean up after he eats. And it's like talking to a brick wall. No matter how much I teach, he does the opposite. This generation is different. They act privileged and feel they don't have to do anything. I get tired of yelling to make him clean up after himself daily. Make your bed, take out the garbage, and okay, her thing broke. I'm
That's why
sure
you're
she
not
will pick
supposed to
up
raise
now.
him. Let the parents raise him. Let the parents
Not
raise him.
Not
necessarily.
necessarily.
Many of us,
No.
not necessarily. Many of us were raised by our grandparents,
Yes.
and we don't know the circumstances under which she's raising him. However, I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what his age is, but him need to learn these things because later on in life, it's only going to benefit him later on in life. And my whole thing is
He will learn
when
it. Repetition
a
is good.
child, we cannot do it all, but a child ought to be well rounded.
Hmm.
Have a child for just 10 weeks. You have them for 18 years, 19 years.
As long as
Sometimes
God
some
gives
of
them.
them know, some
Mm-hmm.
of them know all in them mid-20s. They're still not coming out your house. So you have
Hmm.
to make sure that you're not unloading somebody who is horrible in their hygiene or horrible in housekeeping. You're not unloading them on a future spouse,
Right.
whether it's a boy who like to just drop wet towel and drop off in clothes, drop off in socks anyway. You don't want to unload somebody like that on somebody's girl child
Hmm.
later on
Mm-hmm.
to be their
Stress.
husband. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's not
Yeah.
all about you
She
bringing
said
home the
he's
bacon, you making
16.
the money.
She said
What's
he's
that?
she said he's 16. She said he's 16.
No man, him need some intervention. He needs some intervention, and that's why Boy Scouts, Boys Club, and so because even at church, the Boys Club, my grandson just made 10. He's been in it now for like 3 years, and they teach them how to change a car tire, how to pump. My little grandson, the 5-year-old, if I stop at the gas station, he want to come out and help me pump gas.
Hmm.
When you see that they have an interest in doing something, it's for you to foster that interest because it will lead them into wanting to learn more or to learn about that specific thing. But when they come to teenage, Norma made a comment a little while back. She said you have to bend the tree while the tree is young.
Right.
That's what it is. But a 16-year-old needs some intervention. It need whether you're going to take away Nick Gay and you're going not Dayan, Dana. You're going to take away some of his privileges or something because a 16
Exactly.
year old should be self sufficient.
Hmm.
Because God forbid some of us parents fall ill or you drop down suddenly. They don't even know how to put water on this stove and drop a tea bag in there to help you. You know what I mean? So we're not just preparing them for themselves and for the future, they can come in and benefit you. How many times have we heard of a child saving their parent just by probably knowing how to dial 911 or how to run out the door to the neighbor next door? It's simple things.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Okay. Yes, simple things. So we don't have to overwhelm ourselves. We just have to take it in stride. And unless a child is a foster kid who you get at a grown age, or you're raising a grandchild like Dana is doing, if you have the child from there come out your womb, it is incumbent upon you to instill in them the simple basics, and make sure they build on it. When they leave your home, if they want to gravitate towards something else, it is out of your hands. But the simple things, whether it's something you like to do yourself or not, they ought to know these things, because it's shameful when they carry on the opposite way outside. It looks bad on you, because you, as we would say, you want them to come off a good table. What
Right.
kind of table are you creating in your home? If them come out, and my granny would say them come and them a brute beast of pasture, because them not know nothing. Where were they all this time? If you're going to
What kind
spend,
of spouses we're creating?
if yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I remember when my daughter was to be married and I met my intended son-in-law, I had conversations with him
Yes.
because I wanted to know my daughter. I trained her in home care, in home duties and everything. Yet she's a professional. But
Mm.
I wanted her to be well rounded. And if I'm gonna give you somebody quality, I need somebody quality as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so it go.
Mm-hmm.
They are the men and women of tomorrow. And some of us were not taught certain things. And like Lady D said earlier, we can't teach what we didn't know. But reading is fundamental. If you read upon some things, or certain situations present themselves, and you were not prepared, and you probably look bad like the young girls who could use the silverware. When an occasion arises again, prepare yourself so you're not embarrassed. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm. Dana
Yeah.
says most English
Yeah.
people are socialites and always taught this. Royalty are always taught this. Poor Black families do not know about etiquette because they have not been anywhere to exhibit skills. It is sad. Blacks who are upper class and more affluent learn this from attending many galas and social events. That has to be taught. Knife, spoon, salad fork, dinner fork, water glass, wine glass, etc.
It's a
It's
lot. That's true.
it's a lot. Oh
Yeah.
dear.
These young people need to
Dion
know
Practice
how to
from
says,
learn
home,
so much.
man. Practice from
Just teach
home.
them the
yes, Dion
basics.
says,
Just
in the
teach them the
USA, we
basics.
come from many cultures melding. I use my hands when I eat with the Ghanaian, Nigerians, and Indian because it's an insult to eat with knife and fork. Okay. She continues, if the average Black person who have never been taught table etiquette sit down and see all these utensils and glasses, they will be
Baffled is true.
baffled, baffled, baffled.
It's
Deon,
true.
I just think
Deon
they just need
says,
to know the basics.
when you
Cleaning,
sit with the kings or
just the
chiefs
basics.
in Nigeria, you wash your hands and sit on the floor and eat from the one bowl. Etiquette. I should give you one website.
International.com.
Yes. Then
Yeah.
Andrea says, what Andrea says, how she cut her meat. Some people dirty both hands. Okay. Dana says, it's only the social elites that overly exercise this. Rich, affluent people. Napkin on the side shows you're finished.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay, so
Gian
the hand that
says,
they eat with is not, yeah. The hand that
all
they
right,
eat with is not the hand that they eat with.
right, okay. Gian says, we are Africans too. British influence and colonization wipe out that is part of our culture. And Madam Josephine, Mom, I was proud of myself on the cruise jacks in the posh restaurants. Chuck, her mother went on the cruise and showed her skills.
Very nice.
War. War.
Wonderful.
Yes. Andrea says, I invited someone in youth camp to teach ethics of table, etc.
Very good.
Mhm.
Very good. We need
Yes,
that.
it
Yes.
is well needed. Well
Yeah.
needed. She says, Miss Jen, I recommend etiquette in intl.com. That was the first place I went when I first relocated to the USA to ensure that I tweak my Jamaican etiquette for her. When I'm going to meet with different cultures, I brush up. That's it. You have to
Mhm.
go prepared.
I did
Yes.
Yeah,
etiquette class.
and
I know what it
and
is.
do you know?
I know what
Do
it
you know
is,
that
but I
like when
just
some
don't like using
people
a knife. I will never use a knife.
Go
do
ahead,
you know that
Jessica.
like when some people suddenly meet stardom, get into the entertainment world per se,
Yes.
and they become an overnight sensation.
Sensation.
Do you know that they have protocol? They have people
Yes,
who
ma'am.
come in and teach
Yes.
them protocol
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
polish them up.
immediately.
Yes,
Yes.
they
Polish
have
them up.
to.
If you have
Yes.
to meet with the prime minister or the countess of so and so, how do
Or
you
whoever.
behave?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you reach out to shake their hand, or do you
Yes.
fold your hand in front of you and bow?
Right.
But
Those are things
you
that,
remember when Michelle Obama had hugged the Queen,
Yes.
and
That
and
was
yes,
a big
everybody
thing.
was falling over when she put her hand on her back, and the
Mhm.
only reason why they backed off was when they realized that the Queen herself had hugged
Yes.
her around her waist,
Mm-hmm.
and because the Queen
yes,
had initiated the move, it
Mm.
was then acceptable for her to do the same. But
Yes.
yeah,
but the side from which the photo was taken, you would think that she is the one who just draped her
yeah,
arm around the Queen's waist.
Mm-hmm.
And when they look, they said, no, the Queen had her arm around her first. So it's a lot of things, man. It's a lot of things. And like we say, we don't know, we can't teach it. But as parents, some of us, gravitate towards certain things quickly and some didn't. But we don't have to have the whole aristocratic outcome. Just have the
hmm,
basic so that shame out a road. That's all we're working
Yeah,
for.
the basic.
yeah,
Just
Yes.
have the
Yeah.
basics. Little cleanliness. When I was interviewing people,
That's what
I
I
have
said. The
I have
basic things.
walked,
Teach
I
the
have
kids the basic.
Jennifer, hold on. I have rescheduled persons when I used to be a hiring manager. I have rescheduled persons for interviews because I am that, and that is just me. If you come with dirty nails, some type
Mm-hmm.
of females is hard to tell. But with males, if you come with dirty nails and you sit in front of me, I look at your hands and your nails them dirty. I said, look, I have to see another day. Why? I just give you an excuse and I said, come another day. Because me can't sit down look for you like that. Your
Mm-hmm.
fingernail them dirty. It looks terrible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
Maybe
have
you
to
don't
take care
even
of
know that
yourself,
these
man.
fingernails.
And
Yeah.
Somebody
As
have to
Jackie
tell you.
was saying, and as Jackie was
The
saying, that
basic.
there are certain protocols that you have to be trained into. And
Right.
even for interviews as well, some people have to do a lot of press interviews and things like that.
Prepping.
You
Yeah.
can't just show up and and
hmm,
and just talk off the top of your head. Sometimes they have to give
And
you the
slouching,
questions ahead
sitting
of
in the
time.
whole way.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
You have to prepare yourself. You can't
Yes.
just go through life like that, winging it.
Hmm.
As
hmm,
I said, you
People
have to know
are
the
winging it.
basic. The basic. The basic is important. It will take you to the other level. Just teach the children. What we're saying in this forum is to let your kids have some knowledge of the basic, home basic. The others will come after. Most time they learn the others outside, as you said, the church, the special events or whatever. But just teach them the basic, cleaning their room, making their bed. Most
yes,
of them 18, 17 don't know how to do those things. Just teach them the
yes,
basic. All the other things, if we are to discuss everything about etiquette, we'll never done today. Just teach them the basic in the home. Give your child five,
yeah.
ten
Well,
minutes of your time and teach them the basic. That's all I'm saying. Not talking about no knife and fork, nothing. The basic first. That they don't even know how to clean their body. Some of them come to school in a pajama and all these things. Teach them the basic.
Let me tell you. I was saying something about roommate. She telling her grandson he got to
Mhm.
clean up because when he get to college, when my son went to college, I we met his roommate. Oh my good Lord, that boy was a I can't even. He, I'm talking about don't ever clean up, eat snacks. The paper
Mhm.
is there. The bed no make clothes drape all over. It was very concerning. We couldn't wait for him to get somebody new. So that's just how it is. You don't
Mm-hmm.
want them to be scorning your child because they can't clean up after themselves. Are you
Yes.
talking about kids in their late teens, 8,
Mm-hmm.
17, 18, 19?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes. So we're wrapping up. Wait, Carson, you're here. Financial literacy is vital in at every age. This is why it's important to start money management at an early age for both girls and boys. There you
true.
go.
That's a whole other
So
topic right there.
that's a whole topic right there. And when we're
Yeah.
having it, someone will be
Absolutely.
here. We'll have a guest when we're
Absolutely. This
doing
was
that.
lively and
Yes.
Yeah, we could
spirited. I
almost do
like
a part
that.
2 in this
But
topic.
so we're
Very
gonna
passionate.
Yes.
yes, a part
I
two,
just
man.
I
speak
said we
my
could
mind.
almost do a part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
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 yes.
there's a lot of stuff that we still didn't really touch on. One thing I wanted to share
Yeah.
before we go quickly is sorry I had to leave. Sorry I had to go grab a bite because my stomach was just not operating correctly. But one of the things I wanted to point out is the fact that because of technology, that's one of the reasons why our youngsters are so not learned or don't know to do stuff. One of the things is the washing. If I might add, the laundromat spoils them, so they bring everything to the laundromat, including their underwear. There's a dry cleaner, so they never learn to press a shirt or press a dress or iron a skirt or a pants because the laundromat is the dry cleaners are there to do that for them. And the cooking is the same thing because there are TV dinners when you go in the supermarket now. The breakfast is packaged, the dinner lunch is packaged. You pop it in the microwave and it's heated up. So you never learn how to scramble egg because you can buy scrambled egg in the supermarket. Yes, and the sausage and everything that's in that breakfast meal. So they never learn to because it's ready made. We have to do it from scratch, and parents have to just step up their grounds, pick up them socks, do them, teach their kids how to do these simple little things. Stop
Mm-hmm.
buying the TV. Then yesterday I was in the supermarket and I watched a lady shop, and I said to Norman when I came out, she must have been shopping for kids or grandkids. She bought a whole container, a whole case of soup, ready-made soup bowls. You just pour the water and you have soup. There was a lot of pile of sausages and all these things that are filled with chemicals, which is not good for
Sodium
kids
and this
anyway.
and that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sodium
Yeah.
and all
Sodium and
kind
all
of
these things. So you wonder
everything.
why we have
Mm-hmm.
high blood pressure and why we are packed with high blood pressure and diabetes and all these things because of how we eat.
And
We eat
that
all these
starts at
things
this age,
made
this
from
young age.
scratch. That's
Yes.
packed with salt and sugar. Yeah, so we
Yeah.
pick it up from
Yeah.
young age and come up and because we never learn to make it ourselves. So we as
Yeah.
parents I advise us or admonish everyone as parents listening and watching and those who are gonna watch after. Get your girls and your boys in your kitchen, show them the do's and don'ts. And of course, there's
Just
YouTube
like
to teach
that.
a lot of stuff. YouTube teaches you how to put a handle on a spoon. So if you're not
Aye.
sure how as a parent, then gather information in books and on social media and learn some stuff.
Yep. Right
Yes.
Yeah,
you are.
because that
Well
the
said,
day
Right
Matt.
you
they,
are.
Well
they, they
said,
feel
Matt.
it.
As a matter
That's
of
why I
fact,
was telling them YouTube teach you everything.
mm,
Yes.
YouTube teach you everything. Social
in
media teach you
addition to that,
everything.
there's an app on my phone that I got from one of our pastors at church. It's called Yuka. And that app, when you download it from your Play Store and stuff, me not do no promo for them, but it works. Um, you can use it to scan on the barcode of any product that you are going to be purchasing, and it will tell you if it is excellent, if it is poor, if it is bad, all those things.
Mm-hmm.
Some were high
I
in
wish I
this,
could
high
get
in
one
that.
from Amazon. I wish I could get one from Amazon because one time I buy one jumper and me don't know what kind of foot that them things that me have. Them said me tell them that the size I buy it and it say the size. They say it fit the exact size. And when
Oh,
I buy it, the foot them look like when Mandela fight war. I tell you, the foot couldn't go in. I said, but wait, I need something Amazon product to be scanned.
some
What was it? What was it? An item
Jen.
of clothing? It was
Yeah, it was
clothes?
a full jumper, but they say it's the size that I am. And then when we buy it
Okay.
now, the size is different.
But
Okay.
it says that you're not.
Probably the manufacturer.
The size that you're not. Yet.
And so we're wrapping up.
Yes. Yes,
Carson
let's wrap
said,
up.
because many teachers on or by the time teenagers, yeah,
Teenagers.
on or by the time they finish high school, they are bombarded with credit card offers and they don't even understand interest rates, credit utilization, or anything. Okay, so we were talking about the saving aspect and
Yes.
money
Good point.
management. And she also says, my great grandmother taught us from I was very little that you never leave the house without making up your bed and make sure that you
Yeah.
have a clean panty without holes in it.
You know,
True.
holy, but it clean. Holy, but it clean.
Holy, but it clean.
Holy, but
You now make the panty them good again.
No, man, you need to find the right one. They still make good
Oh,
panties.
No,
they
me
still
buy one
make
of
good
the best.
panties.
I buy my panties from Lane Bryant, and it's one of the best
Oops.
quality panties.
Yes, ma'am.
All
Okay.
right, there you go. See?
all right.
All right. So, we got,
All right, I gotta go, guys.
all right.
This was
So hold on.
wonderful.
Let's just close out properly before we just cut. So we thank everyone for tuning in this morning. Very Dana said we are feisty ladies, feisty ladies. But we want to thank everyone. But certainly we all can say that, at some point in time, the ball drop and it run gone way.
Oh,
And we need to go find the ball, put it back in its rightful place, and help or young and or old, because they're mature people who are also challenged in a lot of respects. We were taught to do a lot of things, and it's helping us along the way. No joke. I tell people, God forbid, but if push come to shove, if you cut cloth, give me can sew it. If me need to
oh,
a winter hat because me can't afford to buy one, me can knit it, me can crochet. Me can't whip up something in my kitchen. Me not going to no food establishment to go offer no
Can't make
service.
the porridge.
But right, we really all need basic skill sets, because you never
yes.
know
Yeah, the basic. Yeah.
time
Yeah.
of
Yes.
when you're going to need to do something for sustainability, right? To sustain yourselves. We don't
Absolutely.
know. So it was great. Thank you, everybody. Certainly, did we drop the ball? We can all leave with our own responses. But thank you, everyone.
I would say we just start the ball a rolling.
We just start
For
the ball.
real.
And it's never too
I agree
late
with
to
you,
do what
Sharon.
is right. It's never too late to do what is right. Remember that.
Always.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
all the newbies, all the newbies who came in, and some old biz, if you have not yet sponsored or
Have
simply
you
waiting on me,
subscribed?
right? You wait on me to
Subscribe.
send out the thing, and then if I don't send it, you're sending me one note. Lady D, me not see. You can see for yourself. Go on, subscribe, like, and share it. Share after this broadcast ends. You can say, hey, Dana can say, hey, guys, I watched this morning, and guess what? And share it, Dana, with other people, right? And let the numbers go up. I'm like, me not reach 700 yet. I need to have a conversation with them.
Yeah. Subscribe.
Subscribe. So thank you all
We need to do a show with your subscribe.
joining us this morning. It was a blast. Let's see what we are come back with. We have stuff, we just know which one we want to roll out when. So we'll let you all know what's
Can't run out of arguments. We have it on galore.
We have too much. lyrics.
Lyrics to kill you.
Lyrics. So have yourselves a great weekend, everybody. Well, we love you. No blessings.
Ta-ta.
Yeah.
Bye.
Walk good.
Walk good, everyone.
Walk good.
Walk good, guys.